Welcome to PMPA's Final Cut of the Week, where we share important information you may have missed while you were making essential parts. I'm Carly Kistler-Miller.
And I'm Miles Free. This is what you need to know for the week ending September 22nd, 2023. Chad Moutre cited NAM's latest Manufacturer's Outlook survey that just 65.1% of respondents felt positive about their company's prospects in the third quarter. He reports that this is the lowest level of optimism since quarter 2 of 2020 among NAM members. This was the fourth consecutive reading below the historical average of 74.9%. Concern about an unfavorable business climate was the highest in 6 years since quarter 2, 2017. One positive note, the September sentiment was somewhat higher than that in June. Our take, the top challenges faced by manufacturers, attracting and retaining quality workforce, weaker domestic economy, ever-increasing regulatory burden, rising costs of health care, insurance, as well as raw materials, and the supply chain have become a chronic drag on our shops.
We are currently experiencing an unprecedented strike by the UAW on all the big three at once. That is lost production of 3,200 vehicles a day, which amounts to about $150 million per day, figuring an average cost of vehicles at $48,000. The UAW has pushed for serious offers by noon today, or other walkouts will begin. Currently, the UAW strikes are only affecting one plant from each of the big three. This is a fluid situation, and a long-term strike that expands in scope will not be good for either side. If all union members go on strike, it would reduce non-farm payrolls by roughly 146,000 employees, but the economic ramifications of lost production could increase our recession risks.
Industrial production increased 0.4% in August, and manufacturing output inched up just 0.1%, according to the U.S. Federal Reserve. The August reading for manufacturing production was held back by a drop of 5% in the output of motor vehicles and parts. Factory output elsewhere rose 0.6%. Durable goods showed a 2.4% decrease from July and was down 0.8% from August 22 to August 23. These numbers will certainly decline as the UAW strike progresses. Now is a great time to work on training, upskilling, and tackling long overdue maintenance and continuous improvement projects.
Clorox is still experiencing production problems after last month's cybersecurity attack, which caused widespread disruption to their operations. Caesars paid millions in ransom after having their system shut down. MGM Resorts' recent cyber attack may have a material effect on the company's operations. We are becoming more reliant every day on computer systems to produce our parts. In an era where massive security breaches are becoming more common, our systems have to be secure. Make sure your shop has up-to-date backups so you can restore systems in the event of an attack.
The Producer Price Index for final demand increased 0.7% in August, seasonally adjusted, after rising 0.4% in July. The August advance is the largest increase in final demand prices since moving up 0.9% in June of 2022. On an unadjusted basis, the index for final demand rose 1.6% for the 12 months ended in August. In August, 80% of the rise in final demand prices is attributable to a 2.0% jump in the index for final demand goods. Over 60% of the August rise in the index for final demand goods can be traced to prices for gasoline, which jumped 20%. Yes, you heard that right, 20%. The indexes for diesel fuel, jet fuel, home heating oil, beverages and beverage materials, and iron and steel scrap also moved higher. The 12-month increase of 1.6% gives us hope, while the actual experience in our accounting department, 20% higher gasoline prices, anyone, suggests that inflation remains sticky and persistent.
Manufacturing Day is October 6th this year. PMPA and the PMPA Educational Foundation have new interactive brochures for students and parents. PMPA members can order these free materials by emailing Veronica at vdurden, D-U-R-D-E-N, at pmpa.org.
On this week's Speaking of Precision podcast, Carly, David Wynn, and I discuss safe sling use and their critical role in safe work environments in our shops. This podcast and our Speaking of Suppliers podcast can be found on major podcast platforms or on pmpa.org.
Now it's time for our weekly tip. Anyone who has ever drilled a cross hole knows about burrs, especially when going through the wall of a through hole. It's even worse when you are drilling some welded tubing. To learn how to get rid of these and ways to eliminate or reduce second operations on parts like this, go to pmpa.org's Knowledge Centers or Final Cut of the Week.
And that's our take on what you need to know for the week ending September 22nd, 2023. For additional information and links about any of the topics discussed today, go to pmpa.org and click on Final Cut of the Week.
Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next Friday.